I just wanted to make a few statements. I'm not going to take 3 minutes, so you don't have to call the police on me, and I'll sit down when you tell me to sit down. There were some statements made at the last city council meeting concerning my client, Ms. Bridgett Brown, as to what she had orchestrated in this council meeting and what she had not orchestrated in this council meeting. There were some statements made by the city attorney that Ms. Brown had...
Mr. President, and I apologize, Mr. English.
Well, sir, you were interrupting me.
This gentleman, unless he has some non-legal arguments to make, he has a suit pending against the City of Alexandria. He should not discuss litigation in an open session like this. If he wants to talk about the weather, that's fine, but if he wants to talk about pending litigation, it should not be done in this forum.
Now, Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, that's about the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life, and I can't imagine that a lawyer would make that kind of statement. This is a public comment. I am making no statements about litigation. I mean, that is a ridiculous statement, and I don't even know where you come from. Sir, you made some statements about my client in the last meeting that was simply untrue, that has absolutely anything to do about cleco or any other litigation. I'm here to clarify statements that you made, that my client had orchestrated something inside this chamber, and that was the reason why she was terminated. And well, now listen, I get 3 minutes, Mr. Chairman. If I don't get my 3 minutes, tell me I don't get my 3 minutes. But I'm making a public statement. This is a public body. This is the public square. And this is an attempt to intimidate me, sir, which will not work. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
Go ahead and finish.
Thank you, sir. I will appreciate that. Thank you.
I promise you I'll respond.
Mr. Chairman, do I get another 3 minutes? Because he interrupted me. Okay, we're going to start the clock right now, okay? Mr. Chairman, he made some statements in this city council meeting about that Ms. Brown had orchestrated something, and that's the reason why they were terminating her. Sir, as you recall in that city council meeting, I was sitting in that seat. And the reason why I was sitting in that seat was because 2 days earlier, Attorney Brown had drove to Shreveport to retain me because she had been given notice that her contract was going to be terminated from the city. And that wasn't true.
We're discussing litigation.
So this is not litigation.
He has an intervention petition filed in federal court which asserts the claims that he's talking about.
You know what, sir? You know what? You're giving this city council bad advice. You're an attorney of the Bar Association. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is a public body, and I have the right to come into this public body and make comments. And why do you keep interrupting me?
Bring the petition. Get the intervention.
Whether I have a petition for intervention, sir, is totally irrelevant. I'm simply want to make a public comment.
Okay, Ms. English, advice from Ms. English is that you are tipping over into litigation.
Well, Mr. Chairman, let me clarify and not tip into litigation. But let me just say, I'm a lawyer, sir. Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, this is a public body. I have a First Amendment right to come into this body and say anything that I want to say. Any attempt, we're not in a courthouse. We're not in a courthouse, we're not in a legal meeting. Any attempt to, sir, with all due respect, under the Constitution, I will cite the statutes and the cases for you. I have a right for these 3 minutes to say anything I want to say. This is the public square. This is just like this gentleman. Like this gentleman came here and get angry. He came in here inside the public square, and he has the right to state that. And for you, sir, as an officer of the court, to attempt to any way intimidate me from exercising my Fifth Amendment right, you should be ashamed. Now I got 1 more minute, Mr. Chairman, I will be sit down. What he said about my client simply was not true. My client had already been noticed that she had been terminated. The other thing I'd like to say, sir, is that the Alexandria Town Talk, I don't know what it is about Bridgett Brown, but it's like they must got the jungle fever or something. Because she's on the front page of the paper every week with them saying something about her in this case. And me going to my seat, and I'm saying this for the community, and some people in this chamber ought to be ashamed. This lady has conducted herself at every step as a professional and a Bible member of this community. And the administration and the Alexandria Town Talk owes her an apology because they have attempted to maim her good name. She's done nothing but conducted herself as a lawyer. Now, as I go to my seat, sir, and I will provide you and the members of the council with saying that what he just told you, his attempt to limit my discussion here is a clear violation of Louisiana law, the United States Constitution, and federal law, and as an officer of the court, he should be ashamed of himself. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. President.
There's no one else.
Okay,
Mr.
this meeting is
President.
adjourned.
Thank you.